Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome to Throwdown, episode 419. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I'm joined by Emilio Lopez.
Sup, people? How's it going?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
Adam Vale.
How you doing?
And Brian Manjoma.
Pull one out for the guys at the Washington Post.
Oh, man.
What?
Yeah. That's been like a theme of this year. You know, journalists just losing their jobs. Game journalists specifically. Yeah, Adam, if you didn't know, I guess we could talk about it now. The Washington Post just got rid of his entire gaming division.
Well, yeah, I heard about the sport one, that famous BEC or SB Nation or something like that, and they laid off like almost everybody, also all their sport writers.
Yeah, it's funny because the only way I found out about it is because Gene did a post about that new PlayStation controller. He's like,
he got lucky. He didn't lose his job.
Yeah, but he said he has no department now.
But right? It's weird because when he was working for Washington Post, he actually wasn't under the gaming division. He was under the sports division, right?
Okay.
Then he finally started this gaming vertical, and now they got rid of everybody. By the way, go ahead.
I didn't even know that there was. I thought Gene. I thought it was only like 2 or 3 people. I didn't know there was an actual division group over there. I didn't know they had that many heads covering games. I thought it was just 2 or 3. That's it.
Yeah, no. So, dangerous time to be a gaming journalist, man. You know,
I think it's a dangerous time to anything. It seems like everything, like from the last 3 years of pandemic shit. Now it's all catching up. Now everybody's getting fired that they said they weren't going to fire back then, right?
Yeah. Were everybody staff members or were they like freelance?
No, they were staff members.
They were all staff members.
Yeah, but even freelancers now, they're not going to be able to pitch anymore, really, Yeah. So
because the ones that I've seen from the other sites that are also reporting layoffs of writers and stuff, are seeing the majority of them like contractors and stuff. They're just cutting back on all of that and putting more work on the in-house guys. Those things.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah. It's like do more work with less resources and get more hits.
Yeah,
it's sad times, man. If people want, certain entities our government say we're not in a recession, we're in a recession, people. But anyway, we're here to talk about video games, and this week was actually kind of interesting. Yeah. Some stuff happened, and we will talk about these things as soon as my document loads.
We'll talk about that. Yeah. Oh, by the way, quick, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Richard Bailey Jr. It's his birthday today.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, 26.
26 years old.
Yeah, right. I told him, I was like, I'm catching up. I'll be there soon. But yeah, he's getting old.
There's also he's not here today, but Brett also had a birthday as well.
Yeah, he did. Yep, it was his birthday yesterday. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of birthdays this week.
A lot of Aquarius is going on right now.
Aquarius.
Very interesting. All right, let's talk about this Xbox Bethesda thing that happened on. What was it? Yesterday? It was yesterday, right? Yeah. So we already knew about this. The Xbox Bethesda Developer Direct, but they did say, "Hey, there's going to be a surprise," But we'll get to that in a bit. Let's go down the line here. It only showed 4 games, really. I mean, 5 if you got kind of surprise. So, Redfall gets. I'm reading this off of IGN. Redfall gets extended gameplay showcase. Okay, did anybody see anything they cared for? Because
no, I mean to be honest, like Redfall just was like, all right, whatever. It's a shooting game. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about this.
Like, I mean, it's not that like what is it? Supernatural shooter?
It's basically Left 4 Dead with vampires.
See, well, don't say that. They get upset. The devs are like, no, we're not like that. We're like Far Cry. We're like Destiny, and we're like they don't want to be linked to that for some reason. That's taboo.
Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna call it that though.
Oh shit!
Yeah, they're gonna call you up like, hey, Tony, I heard what you said on Throwdown.
Yeah, why you calling us that other fool?
Yeah,
we're coming for you, Tony.
Everybody's coming for me, man. Logic Wins, what's going on, brother? CK in the house. But yeah, I don't care about this game. I'm guessing nobody else here does either.
No, never cared for Redfall. I mean, to be honest, I got that game confused with the other vampire game.
Oh, Vampire the Masquerade.
I don't know. It was like a vampire game where like it was like a multiplayer vampire game. Is that this shit?
Yeah,
there's the only one. This is it.
I don't know. Like there was another. There was the Vampire the Masquerade. I don't know.
This is the same one that we saw with the chick with the afro.
With the chick with the afro, right?
Yeah.
This is the same
and I got
one.
that confused with some other one that they came out with. I don't know, man. Like,
it seems like a waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if people are sort of hungry for that co-op shoot 'em up type of game, survival with like Left 4 Dead esque, people gonna be excited. But for me, Back 4 Blood was sort of the last one that I was into. That was kind of this, and I don't know. It takes a lot now for me to get these types of games to get me excited.
It just, for at least for me, like the prospect of an unending game just doesn't amuse me at all. Because that's what they're like. They're like, oh, we're nothing like us. We're not like these games. Like, no, you are releasing a service
they are
game.
like they're saying. That's the thing they are saying. They're like Destiny. They're saying that
they are a service game. And to be honest, like if the whole deal is just blowing people up constantly and then you go away, then you come back and they try to revitalize things. This is boring. I don't care about that. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. What else did they show?
I don't know. That's weird. I didn't say much. I don't know.
Oh, about it? Oh, go ahead. We're just talking about this game right now. Yeah.
Yeah, just this one. Yeah. Just this one. Yeah, because I was looking forward to it, at least to what they were going to show off. Because the same thing, I was like, another Back 4 Blood. Wasn't too crazy about it because of all the issues we had. It's no World War Z, which is fucking awesome till this day. And they just released an update that now supports 1,000 zombies on screen at once. It's only for the PS5 and the Series X free update. But anyway, for this one, the devs kept saying, no, we're not like that. We're not like that. We're like Far Cry with like Borderlands, Destiny, a lot of loot drops and stuff. Okay, let's see this trailer. I didn't see any crazy loot drops. When you play those games, you see the glowy light everywhere when you start killing creatures. Did you see any of that? I didn't see any of that shit.
No, I didn't see
So, and if anything, it sort of reminded me of Condemned. With the flashlight and going through the narrow corridors and stuff. But remember, this is the same group that did Prey, the remake Prey. That's not related to the other Prey, I guess. That Prey.
Yeah, Arcane.
The one that's on the Switch?
Yeah, it's Arcane. Yeah, it's that one. And they was with the teleporting, and one of the guys can cloak and go past enemies and stuff like that. All right, whatever. But it'll be fun to play with friends, but I don't see like anything that stands out of this is like, wow, this is a must play right now. So I don't. It's sad though because I was hoping for more, and then the cutscenes looked like they were hand drawn or something. Like I was like, what is this? Like I don't know. It didn't make much sense, especially when we saw the trailer that was a fully rendered, with the characters running around, and that's how we saw the girl with the afro and they're shooting vampires and jumping and all that. But it looks like that's not going to be the cutscene style. It's going to be just hand-drawn slides or something. It was weird. I was like, I hope they're not cutting corners just to make a certain deadline. I said, all right, well, we can't do all those cutscenes, so let's just cut that part out. Let's do these slides here, and then we'll spit this game out in May, because I think that's the launch date. It's like May.
Yeah, May. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but it's in May, so it's coming. But I don't know. It
May 2nd.
didn't really do what May 2nd. There you go. So, and I actually knew two people that were hyped up on this one, and right after, I'm like, "What do you think?" And they're like, "Meh." And I was like, "There you go." People that we've been hyped for, like, meh. It just didn't impress. If anything, who knows? Maybe when it comes out, it'll be the butter game. But right now, that was a pretty bad showing for it.
It's the butterless game. I can't believe it's not butter game.
There you go. That's what it's the parquet.
Oh man, what do they call that shit?
That's with margarine.
Margarine.
Yeah,
it's margarine. It's the margin of games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Any last thoughts on Redfall?
We'll see, but nothing sounding interesting to me.
Don't care.
But you know what? If you have Game Pass, you can try it out.
No, that's it.
Nah, not really. You know me, man. Just because on Game Pass, even though I don't have Game Pass, but just because something's available for free doesn't mean I'm going to try it.
I would say like the only good thing about like one of the biggest things about Game Pass, if you're mildly, slightly interested in something, it's like, all right, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But like, if you have no interest, that's a waste of your time. You know.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking about things I have no interest in, Minecraft Legends.
Did that really? Like I said last time, does that really need a showcase?
It's a big game, believe it or not.
It's a big game, but all the people that are interested in that game are not watching this fucking showcase.
This is true.
No, well,
you little kids are watching this shit.
No, little kids ain't gonna watch this shit. They're too busy watching
No.
You're forgetting about who those little kids do watch. And they watch all those streamers and those YouTubers and that have millions of subs. My kids watch them, and those are the people that are watching. Because if those people are sold on it and they play it, then they reach the little kids.
To be honest, the smartest move for Microsoft with Minecraft is to not even do this showcase with any of these people, like any of their main things. Call those streamers and have them present it on their things. Don't even bother with this showcase silliness. Just if you want to get people in, get people to watch that specific sequence. All right, but go ahead.
I do have a question. I'm not too sure because I don't know the Minecraft audience as well as maybe some other people here do. This is a tower defense game, right?
It looks like it's a turn-based.
It says action strategy game.
Yeah, it's like tactics.
It's so much fun to be working with millions.
It's not Minecraft.
It's that Minecraft world, but it's different genre.
This is to Minecraft what Halo Wars was to Halo.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much. I don't know if it's going to be as big because Minecraft obviously is big, but it's a completely different game to this. This is, it's just a spinoff. So I'd be interested to see, how big this turns out to be. I mean, because we were just talking about sort of the audience for this, for the press conference. And I'm wondering if that same audience that plays Minecraft all day is interested in Minecraft Legends.
That's a good question. Like, would they be interested in playing a turn-based RPG if they, if they're not really familiar with that?
I don't know if it's turn-based, but it looks like it's
turn-based. The way they showed it looked
like
a
strategy RPG.
You set up your thing, you attack.
Is that something that a kid? I mean, here's the thing. Like I would say, kids of our ilk, like when we were growing up, maybe that would be something that would have interested. But I feel like a lot of the attention spans these days are not conducive to these sorts of games. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't know. Adam, would your kids play a turn-based RPG? They wouldn't even give a shit.
That's a cool. No. The truth is, they haven't been exposed to that. They love Minecraft though. They love Minecraft. They've tried Minecraft.
This doesn't look like a turn-based RPG though.
It's like you strategize, you set up your things, and then you attack, and then you have to wait for the.
Oh, is it like the Rabbids game, like that sort?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what it looks like.
It doesn't look like that either.
So what is it?
Looks like Brutal Legend.
It kind of does actually look like Brutal Legend, where it's like it's a like RTS, but you're in it and you're doing it in real time.
Oh, okay. So okay. So
yeah, Brian, I'm glad I was increased. I'm like, this kind of looks like Brutal Legend to me.
All right, so they made Brutal Legend with a Minecraft skin.
Well, I know that. So my kids love the regular Minecraft. They tried Minecraft Dungeons. And they didn't like the fact that you had to keep redoing certain levels. Like if you die, you have to go all the way back and redo everything. They didn't like that. So it's a dungeon crawl. It's one of those. And that's that genre that they put the Minecraft universe in. Now they're putting it in whatever this genre is. You're saying it's the brutal. What was it? What did you say? It was
Brutal Legend.
Yeah, Brutal Legend. Yeah, because it was like a action RTS. I guess.
Yeah, action RTS. Yeah.
All right, so maybe that's what they're going for.
Action strategy. So there you go.
I won't know. You know what? That'll be something I'll write about on the coalition when it happens. I'll put my kids down and I'll film them playing it and see if they rage quit. So.
Okay. All right. So moving on here, we got Forza Motorsport.
That I was already sold on that. Wait, I don't need. It's a racing game. It's a racing game. A lot more tracks. I got my fancy wheel, the stand, and everything. I'm definitely gonna play that, but I don't see that as a game changer for anybody. If you're into racing, you're in on it. If you're not, this ain't going to sell you on it because it's a racing sim. And so,
that's me. Don't care.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Give me Burnout. That's all I want.
Microsoft make Burnout.
Buy that from
buy from EA.
Yeah, EA's not doing shit with it.
Brian, any interest in Forza?
It looks interesting, but again, just need to wait and see how it came out, because I watched the presentation section that they had, and it just felt like the standard guy standing on a platform vomiting buzzwords at you. You know, I mean, like, you can go back and take any Forza presentation that Xbox has done in the past, and then compare the script, and it's pretty much the exact same. I mean, they both about the same thing.
Sim ever released. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's like, we have more cars. It's immersive. It does this, does that. You know. So
Carlos is like, but it doesn't take place in Mexico, though.
Yeah. It doesn't.
No, this was it 400 cars. There's going to be like 100 that have never been seen in a racing game, but modern. They're not going back to like old shit. They want to bring new cars, a bunch of new tracks that have never been put in. It's going to show dirt on your car, and different lighting will be 4K,
car damage.
Yeah, car damage, 60 F. Well, depends on. Oh, that's a good question, because there was a big controversy with that. Some manufacturers did not want to see their cars take damage. They didn't want that, so I don't know if all cars will have any kind of real damage in this one. What else? 4K at 60 FPS. That's nice.
You know what's interesting about these games? This and Gran Turismo, like I'm one of the more sort of siding towards the graphic side of video games, but when it comes to these types of games, it's like graphics are like make me yawn whenever I see, because I feel like these games is just graphics. That's graphics the game.
Yeah, that's what racing games
graphics
are.
The game.
Because that's the majority of the focus of all of these presentations when it comes to these racing sim games. For example, when you watch a Burnout, it's like, or back in the day, Rush, it's like, how can you make racing look fun? But in this one, it's always like, how can we make it look even more realistic?
Make it more real, man. More real. Nobody knows
put it
that
in
one
Mexico.
Anymore. So yeah.
Already. No, I don't care. All right, moving on here. All right, here's what I call the first Twitter game of 2023. For you guys who don't know, a Twitter game is a game that Twitter people love for whatever reason. Quirky, weird, kind of cartoonish type of game. Hades, Among Us, Fall Guys. Now we have Hi-Fi Rush, the new Twitter game. I was almost interested in this, and I found it's a rhythm game. Lost absolutely all interest on the spot.
Because they did an interesting thing, and they literally had no promotion for it and just released it the same day that they did the reveal.
I think that's why people were going crazy, because the game came out of nowhere. And it was already available. So there you go. But
so like the thing about it is, it's like the rhythm part of it is not as deep as you think it is.
It's not at all.
Because remember, this is the same reason I didn't bother with Metal Hellblade.
This one, if you fail the rhythm, nothing happens. Like it just gives you boost. It's pretty much just like a cartoony looking beat 'em up. That's
it. It is all of that. And this, you can press those buttons to do the combo, because it's a guitar. It's metal, and he's like bam, 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 for the heavy attack, and then that's it. I've been smashing around with it, playing with it, and it does nothing. Yeah, it's fun. But it's not focused heavily on the rhythm. When I first saw the screenshots and they show like XXX and stuff, like notes and stuff, I'm like, oh, am I gonna have to press this stuff? No, that's only if you do the tutorial. There's a little robot that you talk to, and then they're like, hey, we'll show you how to do this. But then even robot ends saying, well, you don't really have to focus on this. You could just keep bashing the buttons, whatever. You're still gonna kill the enemies. But it's just a beat 'em up. It's just a very colorful. I don't know why. I guess they think it looks like Jet Set Radio. It doesn't to me.
I thought it looked like Sunset Overdrive, to be honest.
It looks more like that because of the colors. It has that the color palette, but it looks more like an anime, you know. And it's all voice animated. A really cool story going on with it.
It looks like a cyberpunk fully coolly game.
Yeah.
My only complaint about the game, and I think the protagonist just doesn't look. He looks kind of whack. But other than that, the game looks nice.
Yeah, he's got an iPod stuck on his chest because he fell in a machine and the thing fell on him and he got squished in, and now he's got this rhythm going on in his body, and it's craziness. He's got a weapon. He's smashing people or robots.
And they have those they have the combo ratings like Devil May Cry and stuff like that.
Yep. When they close off like a little arena battles and it's like, all right, fight, and you're just like bashing buttons and trying to do combos, and then at the end, you get the combo score and all that stuff, and I'm sure you get other perks and moves as you progress, just like a Devil May Cry. So if anything, it's similar to that. I haven't picked up any other weapons. I'm sure that'll happen, but it's fun, and it turns into like a side scroller. Some parts of it where it's like a platform side scroller, and you're jumping and trying to climb and hit certain things to just navigate up, and then it'll rotate again, and then it's back into the open world design. It's interesting. But I stopped that Metal Hell, whatever that shit was called. I couldn't. I tried it. I was like, no, I can't do this shit. Metal Hellslinger. I couldn't do it.
Metal Hellslinger. I can't mess with those kind of games. So, I don't know. Don't care about this one either, to be honest.
I'm not too surprised that you don't care about it, Tony. Like, I see it and I'm like, yeah, this is not a Tony game.
Nope, absolutely not. Yep. What about you, Brian? Are you interested?
Yep. It's the next game I'm going to pick up after playing Transformers. It just kicked Forspoken off the next spot.
Oh, don't play Forspoken. Do yourself a favor.
I'm going to play Forspoken. I want to enjoy the cringe. Like, I enjoy playing bad games because I just want to laugh and see how bad they are. Like, that's part of the fun. So, Forspoken, it will gets kicked down the road now. It's like, at some point in the future. This year, yes, but at some point. Yeah, this Hi-Fi Rush, it just looks fun, and that's what you don't get these days. I mean, most games we've seen, it's just Callisto Protocol. It just looks overly serious and no fun, and ends up being disappointing. Whereas this is like, hey, you know what? Just it's fun. It's short. It seems like people are saying that it takes 8 hours to complete. So that's fine. Simple. It's a quick, fun game, and that's it.
Well, there you go. Let's know how it is.
Adam's been playing.
Adam likes it a lot.
Yeah, and I was really expecting it, and I still think that I was like, I don't know about this, and only because the way they advertised it and they made it seem like the rhythm, and I mentioned the Metal Health thing, I was sold on it. I was like, all right, fine, let me try it out. I'm like, oh shit, this is not the way they described it. This is it. It's a beat 'em up. It's like that, like Devil May Cry, and you got some of the rhythm stuff, but it's not necessary. But when you do hit it, you actually start making metal songs, and there's different songs for different parts. So if you go with the beat, just like you're hearing this metal song, bam, and you decide just say, you know what, XXX Y, and then next I did, and then it works. It's all right. It doesn't feel forced. Good.
Yeah, the thing about it, I think the thing that for a lot of people, like even myself, when you just saw the trailer and then they say, it's the rhythm based fighting game, and they go, oh, here we go. But then when you watch the little gameplay thing, it just says, oh no, it's not only about rhythm. You can kick everybody's ass if you're good, if you want, but it'll be to your benefit if you decide to do the rhythm bullshit.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, and the last thing we have here, Elder Scrolls Online. Okay.
They devoted a lot of fucking time to that shit.
Well, that game's big,
People play it. That's why. There's a large audience, and they pay monthly for that. So
I know, man. I wish I could fast forward to that live stream.
Yeah. I stopped watching. I didn't bother because that's not. So I was like, I'm not.
Yeah, it's not. I really don't care. I mean, Brett would probably be like, maybe
go nuts. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. He might have liked it, but then he likes to throw you a little trick shot and be like, "Nah, that was garbage."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say. What happened, Carlos?
If it's a Microsoft game, it has a higher probability that he'll hype it up.
And it's a Bethesda game specifically.
And it's
Bethesda is the first and foremost. Microsoft is, he could take it or leave it. They just so happen to, as he said in the, during Throwdown your questions, just so happens that Microsoft has Bethesda, so he likes, and he is the Bethesda nut. So
yeah, admit it's Bethesda nut.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So overall, this Xbox showcase, thumbs down for me.
I mean, what did anybody expect from this thing? Seriously.
Yeah. The thing is, we were expecting, like, Aaron Greenberg told us to keep our expectations low, and it was still pretty lousy.
Well, it's only because it's not in your wheelhouse. It's not in our wheelhouse, but there is an audience because those are big titles. When you have a game that people are paying $14.99 a month for, and years later still paying, there's an audience. So we don't care, but there's millions of people that do.
Oh, yeah, no, good for them. I'm just saying, for me, Sissel and Ebert, thumbs down.
And that racing, that Forza, people live on that. So.
I wasn't expecting anything of note really to this thing.
Well, no, because they told us.
I mean, I was surprised about that one game, but then I also looked at it like this. Obviously, they don't have a lot of faith in this game because they had absolutely no lead up to its appearance. They announce it and then it's out.
Yeah.
So it just seems like there's they obviously think that this game is not going to do that well. So they just sort of tossed it out, like, all right.
No, I don't think that was.
I don't know. Usually there's a little bit of a lead.
I would see that if it was a third party company. Yes, then it's like, all right. Well, like for example, when the Extraction, when they just dumped Ubisoft, like we'll put that in Game Pass. They didn't really talk too much about it. Like I fucked out. But this is more like, all right, what do you have ready? Well, we got this ready. All right. Well, we got to do marketing. We don't got time for that shit. We need to drop it now. Well, you own the company, so go ahead.
To be honest, that could have been something that they threw onto the Game Awards stage.
They don't want to give them nothing.
They could have thrown a lot of this stuff on that Game Awards stage. Yeah.
But then I guess they probably then if that's the case, they had this planned. They must have had this planned. But the thing about
it is, again, like I don't think that any of this having this thing. A lot of these games could have just been released on, Forza. I mean, I know people are into Forza. There's a lot of Forza fans, but at the same time, it's like, shiny cars. Did that really need a showcase? They could have just thrown that out somewhere else, right? I don't know.
This is it. Again,
it's almost like giving a football game. Giving a football game time. What it's going to be. It's always going to be the same thing. Oh, hey, whoa. Cars. Now the grass is ray traced.
Cars are big money. Big money.
Oh, yeah.
Brian, Brian knows this probably because it's in the PC world. There's that one service that it's like a real car racing game that people bet money on. Do you know about this one? And they bet money and they race in the company. You have to buy into it. And they do all this background check to make sure you're not cheating, all this account stuff. People putting thousands in racing online. Like you can mod your car and they have inspectors that check your car all within this game. I forgot what it's called, but it's big in the PC world. And Forza's up there. It hasn't done the money part, but it's, man, people love the detailed car nuts that are into the enthusiasts of all of that. That are really putting money into cars. This is their dream, man. Because every car you get in is supposedly supposed to be as if you're really driving virtual version.
I would not be surprised if that exists somewhere because that definitely sounds like something that would exist.
Yeah, I'll find it. I saw this whole article about it.
You can find a cult about anything.
I'll find it.
Yeah, people
kind of reminds me. I remember, this is the first time I even learned about this back in high school. These fucking Mexican dudes would always have those car magazines where it's like, look, with the engine all spread out and shit. With the hot girl looking at it. I'm like, this is like car porn, basically.
Pretty much.
It was crazy. But yeah, that's the first time I learned about that. We're like, there's some weird car culture going on here.
No, there's just like just like any sort of thing. There's always like. enthusiasts or nerds, or what we call the nerds. Remember when on your birthday last year, we met? Was it your birthday? Yeah, it was your birthday, like 2021 or something like that. And we met the liquor nerd. Remember? Like
I remember that guy.
That dude. As soon as I picked that whiskey, man, he was just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he
went
gave
off
us the
for like
whole history.
20 minutes about this thing. I'm like, all right, see, there you go. That's the guy you want to ask about this stuff.
He's a GameStop manager for whiskey.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, wow, this guy gave us the whole history of that shit.
He gave us the whole history on it. Was it a sake or a whiskey that
it was
I got?
A sake. It was a sake.
It was a sake that I got. Yeah.
Yeah.
He went, oh yeah, it was stomped by the by the feet of the blah, blah, blah. It's like, I'm like, damn, all right.
Yeah, when you meet those guys, man. But by the way, when I bought like my new bed, the one that's behind me, this guy gave me the whole philosophy on buying beds. Like I'm like I had that day off because I was enthralled by the way he was telling the story. Like he was so passionate about it. Like
I mean,
he could have easily, no, you buy this bed. He could have easily just went to sell me the most expensive bed possible. He was like, what do you like? He gave me the whole philosophy of it. Right, for like 30 minutes, and then he asked me, what do you need? And then we looked around, and this bed is fucking legit, but it was just crazy. Yeah.
But at least it was, like, I much rather have that than the person that's just like, what you want? And then they just give you whatever the fuck is there, right?
Yeah. No, I go in there, right, and I was like, hey, I'm looking for a bed. And the guy sits down. Well, before that, you need to ask yourself, why do you need this type of bed? And then my man went on like when he sat down under that, I'm like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
Because they have think about it. It's not like they're all the same. You've been there's every bed is different. There's some that have like the hard, the foam, the 3 tiers. I know we have one that has like 3 tier with memory foam on the top.
My man was like, that's not the question you should be asking. Like, oh shit, okay. Like when he sat down on the bed, like to get comfortable, like, okay, it's about to go down. Like you just
you also got it at like a PC Richards, right?
PC Richard, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because to be honest, like a lot of those guys work on what do they call it? The commission.
Commission, yeah.
So a lot of those guys have a vested interest in trying to sell you on some shit because they get some good money off of it.
Yeah.
Did you get the warranty? Did you get a warranty also?
Probably. I don't know.
There you go. He got a bonus. He got a bonus for that too.
Listen, it's PC Richards. If he was trying to sell you on, he probably sold you on the warranty too.
Maybe I gotta see, because the thing is, I purposely try not to buy warranty because they're mostly a joke. They're fucking just rip-offs. But yeah, and you already know, Manny and Carlos, the Hispanic connection.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
you already know my man Alvaro. Shout out to him.
Yeah, yo man, my bed dealer Alvaro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was pure Spanglish, man. We were just just back and forth. Some words were English, some words were in Spanish.
¿Verdad?
Yeah. Yeah, because during the middle of the thing, he got a call from some woman that he sold a bed to, and again, he was real good with her and shit, all Spanish, and that was it. Good stuff, man. I don't even know what the hell we're talking about. The whiskey guy, and then
the whiskey nerd,
the enthusiast. Yes, the enthusiast. Yeah, they all exist, man.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the conference, I understand why it exists. Microsoft needed to show something to.
Gotta have something. 37 minutes. Let's fucking go.
But it wasn't even me.
And the FTC the Activision Blizzard deal still hasn't gone through.
I thought they couldn't show nothing though, man.
Yeah.
Apparently
no, but on their own. But remember, that was before the court case.
Oh, here we go.
No, but I don't know why you're so surprised because Microsoft said
it's a conspiracy.
No conspiracy. They said their own notes. They said it. They're like, we are going to court within 2 weeks.
The EU hasn't
approved it. Goalpost, bro. The goalpost.
Move it to join.
No, and we're not the EU. This was for the FTC. That EU one is still waiting to find out what's going on with the FTC. Man. All of them now are waiting to find out what's going on with the FTC.
Oh, man.
And then now,
you done with FTC?
Well, that's just Microsoft just subpoenaed Sony. Microsoft just subpoenaed Sony to go to court to prove the numbers. because they said they're going to get hurt.
And Sony's like, motherfucker, you just had a conference with all these fucking hype ass games. You even had you even had
you even had that motherfucker Shinji Mikami on there running some games.
All those games, I'm telling you, we all know all those games are better than Spider-Man, right? And all those games are better.
And then Microsoft,
all better. Come on, like Spider-Man, and nobody even knows who he is. That's what Sony was saying. They were like, we got a low ass character in the Marvel universe. No one knows this mofo. So it's gonna be funny to see how that goes. But it's still happening. And so I have a feeling it's still gonna happen. This is just dragging it out, but there's no way it's gonna stop, because even if they say, oh well, it's not gonna happen. All right, well, the shareholders can then just decide to sell their shares to Microsoft and give them the majority and say, all right, there you go. Now they took control on the back end. They bought us out. Now what?
Yeah.
So, there's, I saw some conversations on Twitter about the conference. Some people are excited. There's always there's always that, fabricated hype.
Yep.
Always. That's all.
I saw that shit.
So
what you got, Sony?
Man, what you guys got? Man, we got Redfall, motherfucker. You ain't got shit. You ain't got nothing.
It's like the partisan people. It's like I didn't vote for Biden, but yay! I didn't vote for Trump, but yay! And it's like that's what I have to champion now. And it's kind of this is how it feels when I see.
Did you see? I already saw people comparing Forspoken PC sales to High Rush or whatever. I'm like, we're really doing this?
Well, High on Life.
High Rush. What the fucking
Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
Oh, Hi-Fi Rush.
But I'm like,
two different games, two different genres,
no,
two different groups of people that would even want to play.
But again, this is how they see it: PlayStation exclusive, Xbox exclusive. But I'm like, but they're both on PC, you dumbasses! Yeah. You're comparing PC sales.
Yeah, you're comparing PC sales. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
and Tony mentioned this last week. He's like, wait for the Forspoken reviews come out tomorrow. Wait for the fanboys.
Yep.
Sure enough.
Yep.
I was surprised.
Did we just transition into talking about the Forspoken topic?
We'll talk about it later. but go ahead, Carlos. What were you saying?
I will just mention this. I was surprised. I expected the Microsoft guys to come on full force. I didn't expect the fucking PlayStation, the ponies, to champion this like it's the fucking second coming of The Last of Us.
Yeah, and of course, you know what they're using as a defense, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to say it like, oh, you don't like this game? You must be a racist misogynist. I was like, okay, you motherfuckers are real predictable, I knew that was going to happen. It's ridiculous, man. Bad fucking game, but we'll talk about that in a bit, Anyway, Xbox showcase, whatever.
It lowered your expectations. There you go. That's it.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about...
when's the next one? When's the next one? What they got? When's the
real
showcase going to happen?
You already know.
Jeff Keighley.
Wait till E3.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
literally said that. He literally said that.
So was that the surprise?
Know what?
No, the surprise was Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah, Hi-Fi Rush was a surprise.
Well, the real surprise is supposed to be next month. The Starfield special that they're going to talk about, which tells me that shit ain't coming.
They didn't give a date.
They confirmed.
They didn't give a date. They
didn't confirm it. They just said that the next one they do, the next event will be for Starfield.
But they didn't say next month though.
No, but they didn't say that it wasn't. Next month is when
it's supposed to be.
Tomorrow.
No. You're not getting what I'm saying then. Because remember, the game they said was supposed to be releasing in the first part of this year. That's not happening.
They said first half.
First half.
That's first half. It's not happening.
First half.
It's not happening. If they're talking about putting together a showcase to just talk about Starfield, that's telling me that it's not coming out anytime soon.
But why did you say next month?
Next month, yeah.
Because it's going into next month, and that's what they were talking about. They had something planned for next month. I don't know.
They never said next month.
Well, on their Twitter, they said next month.
They said the next. They said Starfield is not part of this press conference because it's going to need its own showcase because there's too much to show. But they never gave a date or anything.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it could be next month. It could be tomorrow. It could be in 10 minutes from now. Who knows?
They wouldn't drop something like that. Self-drop that. They want to hype it up.
You can't just assume next month though, man.
I can do what I want. It's a free country.
All right.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you, communist views over here. You don't tell me what.
I have logic views, you know.
Yo, man, logic wins.
Logic wins. Man. Shout out to that
logic
brother,
wins,
you know?
man.
They didn't say it wasn't, so I can't say.
Okay, so it's happening tomorrow. Let's go.
Yo, man.
Could, but I didn't say
Oh no, you don't take that away from me, motherfucker. Don't take that shit away from me.
No, that's your words then. That's your word. You're saying tomorrow. I'm saying next month.
Keep the faith. Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. It's more like this. Oh.
Oh.
Yo, where the Pope at?
Hey, man, we were harmonizing for like 2 seconds there, Carlos.
Sounding like a choir.
Yeah, right. 2 dudes, 1 podcast. All right.
Whoa.
It didn't work as well. It's like, 2 dudes, 1 mic. All you need is 1 mic.
All I need is 1 mic.
All right, let's move on, man. Anyway, we got to talk more about 343 Industries, man. Okay, so the plot thickens somewhat. Remember, they had a bunch of layoffs, right? Then they came out and said, no, we're going to keep on making these Halo games. But if you were to look at the social posts from all the people that got laid off, you left to wonder, with what people are you going to make these games?
They're going to go with the other studios.
Well,
they have a bunch of studios. No, they haven't, but you just got to put 2 and 2 together. You just said it. If there's no one in this house, it's got to look into another house.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know.
And they said, what we do know is they said they were doing a restructuring. They confirmed that. They said that.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing. So restructuring, well, what does that mean? That means bringing other people in to restructure.
We don't know that. We don't know.
Holy moly, what does restructure mean to you?
Restructuring doesn't mean we have to bring in other people from another studio, It could be hiring people completely.
Well, that's still bringing new people. That's still changing things up.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean we're bringing in people from another well-established studio. I just don't want to make that jump, understand?
I don't know. You're very PC lately. I don't know what's going on.
No, I'm trying to be logical about shit.
You've been listening to these Twitters and making me nervous. So you better not go to the dark side and do this Hobbit shit on me too.
No, I'm just saying I don't like jumping to crazy conclusions. That's what fanboys do, man.
No, but there is no jumping. If they're gonna restructure, and we know they have all these studios, and you said it, they could either bring more people in. They could bring more people in from those other studios.
They could, but we also don't want to say they will do.
Well, we're not saying which studios. I'm not saying a studio. I'm not saying Machine Head or whatever.
No, the way you say it is, I think. You don't say they are because because as soon as you say they are, that is essentially saying, oh yeah, for sure they're going to be doing. You don't know for sure they're going to do any of that.
Adam, you're a reporter. You know how this goes, man. You got to be.
I just can't believe that people would get this uptight over them. I don't get it.
No, it's all about wording because that's all we need is somebody go like,
yeah.
I have confirmed the remastering engine. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
yes, yes, that remastering engine has been oddly confirmed.
And I think 343 is on some bullshit. That's what I think. You
think they're on bullshit?
I don't think you're gonna be making the next Halo game. Like.
Well, I don't think I think they are doing whatever they're using a lot of public facing words like restructuring and they're saying we're going to be working on the on Halo for the foreseeable future, stuff like that. Very sort of like no solid speak, just sort of like as per usual for most.
You just got to see what they remember. They did the same thing with Gears and the Coalition. Coalition was another studio. What was it, Black something? Remember, it was Black something Tusk. Else. Yeah, Black Tusk. And then they says, "All right, we're going to rebrand this and put new blood in here." And then poof.
But they were. But I think they were Black Tusk before they even released the game because they were always built from the ground up for Microsoft. From my understanding,
they did something else. They did other stuff. I think it was like map packs or something. Yeah, I don't know if they did a full game, but they were doing other shit.
So I saw there was like a former 343 studio who had left prior to all this, and he's working at another studio, and he said that the management was horrible, and that's part of the reason why a lot of this went the way it was. I can't remember who it was. who said this.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was it was like some former high dev over there said that the biggest problem with them is just the management of the studio.
Oh, yeah. There was someone that I guess either resigned or got fired that he pretty much put him on blast, saying the reason why Halo is not doing as well is because of the higher management.
Yeah. I think but though I think as I remember from what it was is that he is working at he's at another game studio already. So he previously it was like he left before a lot of all this stuff, that at least from what the impression I got. He wasn't just like a recent let go.
Yeah. Yo Kishak says that 343 tweet felt more like a threat.
Oh man,
We're still doing it.
We still doing Halo. Say something. You know,
I think the thing about it is that like when rumors start to become like an accepted rumors become like an accepted rumor, like when in other words it becomes like something like that, it can definitely hurt like any sort of momentum that they might have. So like number one, that like if any of this stuff was false, you know, that they are going to pull them off of any of the Halo games, that's going to hurt a lot of anything that's going on currently, because currently they have a Halo game on the market. So if there's any sort of, you know, people start losing what little faith people have in this iteration of Halo, it even go even further out of the window when they start saying, oh no, they're not going to be developing this game anymore.
No.
You know. So that's why they use they carefully say stuff, and then when they say like, oh yeah, even in a lot of cases when they say, oh, it's not in the cards, or we don't have any plans, and you know, stuff like that, that's usually just a light answer of like just to sort of, you know, smooth out the ground a little bit so that, you know, whatever happens, at least they can make money out of all of this.
Yeah.
I heard they fixed Halo. Yay, let's go back. Oh.
I mean, I hope they resolve it, but they fix Halo and stuff like that. But man,
I don't have faith in 343 though.
I don't know. Man. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's going to be infinite. I think that their attempt at trying to make Destiny Halo sort of just they lost that.
And honestly, when they tweeted that out, I the first thing that came to mind is, I'm pretty sure they're just talking about Halo Infinite content. So it's like, oh, we're probably they've been working on DLCs for a while now. So I'm pretty sure they have all of that on, you know, in the pipeline, even before they even released this game.
Yeah.
Which it came out, was it a year or two later after it was supposed to come out? So
yeah, again, a lot of that game was a mess. And it still
Manny,
go ahead.
And contractors, remember? He mentioned contractors.
Yep.
So that and you know, people that are, you know, that work in any type of industry pretty much know that contractors, while they can be useful, specifically when you're trying to finish something, you know, sometimes, you know, contractors, they're just in and out. There's no stability when it comes to that type of work. So it can be difficult when you're managing a significant part of your business with, you know, just contractors.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, like usually contractors are usually just pulled into when they want to bolster, you know, essentially throw bodies at a problem, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's move it on here. All right, we got to talk about Naughty Dog. Carlos, man.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember, but a certain Eurocar asked a very interesting question last week during the question show. He asked, how will The Last of Us show affect the game? We may have our answer. All right, so Naughty Dog says that it may move on from The Last of Us like it has with Uncharted. So they said they have done with Uncharted here, and they may do the same with The Last of Us. So this is Tony conspiracy theory now. I think Neil Druckmann's going to be like, all right, you know what? I'm going to focus on the show. I'm done with the game. Maybe we'll get a third one. We'll see what happens. But I think one more game is probably the most we'll get. I think he is, I'm going to say it, he's like Kojima. He'd rather
I was about to say that.
He'd rather be working in Hollywood than doing video games. So I think that's what's going on.
Yeah, I think the next step, like to be honest, I think the next step for Neil is going into into films or adaptations of these things. I don't think he. I think maybe Last of Us has maybe one more game left in it, but I don't know. I think.
Well,
I think he'd rather continue the story.
Continue it on the
yeah.
TV show.
Yeah, like what? Yeah, like what if the future of The Last of Us was not the games anymore and just the show? Like you just get the show to Last of Us 2, and then you just continue from there, right?
Yeah, the next season they're going to save a lot of money when they kill off Pedro Pascal. You know,
yeah, and then they have a bunch of nobodies in the main roles.
They can always change it. They can always change that. They could always change it. It's TV land. Anything's possible.
Yeah. But I think that's what's going to happen. That the story will continue in the show because that's what he seems to be most interested, especially since the show's doing so damn well. You know.
Oh yeah, and then his episode got some pretty good reviews too.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, so more of this, you know.
I directed and wrote it. It's amazing, isn't it?
Why does he sound German?
I don't know. He has a slight accent.
Does he?
Yeah, he has a slight accent.
Oh, I never heard of.
I'm sure.
He's Indian or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, he's Jewish. He's got a slight Jewish accent.
Oh, interesting.
He's like he's
Israeli?
from
Israeli?
Yeah, he's Israeli. Yeah,
Druckmann.
Israeli.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's got a slight accent.
So here, this brings a question. Do you think? I say already. My answer, yes. Man, this is the route Sony should have went with Uncharted instead of making that movie.
Oh yeah.
They should have made a show.
No.
Fillion put him in this, and
Adam, I disagree. They should have made it a movie. It should have just not made a shitty one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because Uncharted was always a cinematic experience, even in the video game.
Yeah.
It was a set pieces. It's like this is blockbuster Hollywood type stuff. You know, something watching the big screen like Tom Cruise type stuff. So I always thought that Uncharted would have been suited well for the theaters, but you can adapt anything that's good and make it bad. So that's kind of what happened with Uncharted. But with The Last of Us, it kind of that one is better suited for a TV show. It's more episodic.
I agree.
I also think that the fact that again, like more power. I mean, obviously Sony, PlayStation created a studio that specifically oversees these things, and they literally had the guys who, or the guy who essentially penned the damn script, and the director of the game involved with it, and it's not just like nodding at things. He actually directed an episode. He wrote a bunch of the scripts. He adapted a bunch of his own scripts. So to be honest, it's like that is the reason. If anybody thinks that's silly about that curse, it's like no. That's how you do it. You get the people that made this thing, who made the original games involved to adapt their own scripts, to do their things, and that's how you make it the most respectful. You don't just hand it to some Joe Schmo who's like, all right, this is a movie about guys who beat up each other. All right, there you go, Mortal Kombat the movie.
That was bad. That last one.
Yeah.
Fighting Goro in a garage, man. Come on.
Come on. Yeah, where's my boy Liu Kang, man? Come on.
What a terrible movie.
Man. I won't say this.
Don't say it. Don't get in trouble.
Man, I like Robin Shou. Robin Shou was cool in the original one, right?
Yeah, the first Mortal Kombat was cool. Yeah,
the first one, he's like, I'm Mortal Kombat, flawless victory. Yeah. I was like, yeah, there you go. It wasn't exactly the game, but I mean, it had enough of the games in there.
Yeah. But that last movie, whoa, that was bad.
Yeah. They look like they just said, all right, let's put a bunch of blood in it. That's Mortal Kombat, right? You put a bunch of blood everywhere?
That's what the kids
it doesn't
like.
need to be bloody.
All right. Any last thought? Brian, get in here. What do you think about this whole Naughty Dog situation?
Don't care. I don't care about Druckmann and his nonsense.
Yeah.
And Last of Us. So don't care.
What do you think about my theory, though?
It makes sense. Again, it seems like lots of people are just using other avenues to get to where they want. So Druckmann using games to do whatever nonsense that he wants makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised.
my only thing is like they're saying, okay, yeah, we want to move on from Last of Us, just like we did from Uncharted. But the thing about it, there was a point in time where Last of Us and Uncharted existed both at the same time.
Yeah.
What do they have? The question is just like, yes, they want to move on, but what do they have that's in the works that can live in tandem with their previously known franchise, right? They sort of parlayed those around each other.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Maybe they'll make a space game.
Well, I mean, that's been rumored for a while,
Well, wasn't it? I think. What was it? Santa Monica Studio had some sort of crazy space game, got canceled on them.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, they do have factions coming, so that's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the one thing about a lot of this Last of Us stuff is, obviously because games take a lot more time to make.
Yeah.
But it just seems like for the last few years, they've just been harping on remaking Last of Us games, and they remade the Last of Us two times, and then they have this Last of Us 2. They didn't even do that with Uncharted. They just kept rolling through them.
Yeah, that's right.
The only time we got like a remake or remaster is like when they were up to it was like a collection.
They did a collection, and yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Forspoken, because the game has been very polarizing. Most sites, don't like the game, and I agree with them. Like I said, when I wrote my review, I had no idea what other people thought of it. I just gave my opinion, and my opinion was kind of the same as a lot of other people's, that it was crap. Dialogue was terrible. And here's the funny thing, right? People are saying, oh, you guys were okay with this kind of dialogue in Devil May Cry, but you don't like it here. It's like, no, the dialogue in Devil May Cry was better written, and the game was like supposed to be tongue-in-cheek and stupid like that. This is supposed to be kind of serious. It's just a stupid girl like being dumb,
Yeah, it's sort of like, well, I mean, I get why they're attempting to do this, where they're like, oh, it's just a normal girl in Final Fantasy world. Yeah, she's commenting on everything that's in there. I get what they're going for, but it doesn't seem to work very well. It
didn't work, yeah.
Well, can I just mention this?
4 broken logic wins.
Oh, no.
I like what Richard Bailey said, flop spoken.
Can I mention something?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Sometimes there's the Kojimas of the world, and then there's not. Sometimes I feel like a lot of times a lot of Japanese developers are not good at making Western characters.
Yeah,
because and their stories. I saw a video of Forspoken I think it was like at the beginning when the main character is getting mugged in the city.
Yeah,
I'm like, who speaks like this?
Exactly.
Have they ever? Obviously, they've been either they're from a different country that doesn't know our culture, or they've been coddled their whole lives. Because
hold on. I just want to interject really quickly. Carlos, do you know who the writers of this game are?
Yeah.
I don't.
They're all a bunch of Hollywood people, dude. People from California writing a New Yorker.
Even Amy Hennig wrote this game.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's fair.
Amy Hennig wrote this game, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about
Gary Whitta,
so it's not Japanese people that wrote this game, which is
Gary Whitta's from England, jolly old.
Because Carlos, I'll be with you, but the problem is that a lot of Western people wrote this game, which makes it even worse.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's the Japanese aren't really the problem here. It's the Western writers that are the problem.
Yeah. I should rephrase this. People who are not about that life.
Yes.
It's an interesting thing because I think that in some cases people can I think people that don't live in that world can write something decent, but I think in general is the character is just a total misunderstanding of again I put this out there, this girl's supposed to be from New York. But then you look at it, it looks like cardboard cutout New York. It's it doesn't even feel authentic.
Yeah, it's what people outside New York think we sound like.
Yeah, but even then, like Homegirl doesn't sound like she's from New York at all.
No,
she's supposed to be from the rough streets of New York, and like you look at her big ass apartment. Yeah, I'm like, what fucking New York is this shit?
Or is it like heavy rain?
Well, yeah, actually, by the way, to be fair, that was which apartment? Because there's the
one with her shoes on the walls and all that shit. The refrigerator that looked like a room, it looked like an apartment.
Yeah, because I'm trying not to spoil anything.
Okay, all right. So it may not be.
No, because because I can't say much. I don't want to spoil things. But the thing is, the thing is like, no, just real quick. But they think, New Yorkers curse a lot. Have her say "fuck" every 2 words.
No, and she doesn't say. She like the thing about it is like, okay, she just says "fucking," but she says "fuck" wrong, like in the wrong spaces.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Like
Brian,
you drop a fuck when you're like excited, like you're like what the fuck, like you're angry, or if you're like excited, yo, that's crazy as fuck. You don't keep like the way she uses that shit. It doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, Brian, what's up?
I was about to ask Manny. Does the apartment that you're referencing get heated?
I don't know. I just saw an apartment.
Because Brian, exactly, because the one that gets heated, that's a pretty good New York apartment. Like there's a good depiction.
No, it wasn't that.
If it looked nice, no, that doesn't.
It was like nice. It was like this white, like it almost looked like if you ever saw that white area near Replicant.
Manny, I'll tell you off here because I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay, I'm about to trigger people.
I was gonna say,
a lot of this stuff is one of the main reasons, and I've been on this camp by myself for fucking damn near a decade. Is the same reason why I kind of hate parts of Deadpool, because motherfuckers think that because I'm cursing, it's cool. Or I'm edgy,
that's what I got from.
You're lucky Brett wasn't here. You don't talk shit about Deadpool.
That's what I got from like just watching, because I watched quite a bit of footage just into this, and I'm like, what is this edgelord bullshit that they're doing? Like it's almost like you remember when you watched anime from like the 90s, like, and they threw fucks and shits in there because
the fan subs and shit.
No, not like the fan subs.
Remember that? That's what it was. It was the fan subs. Like they would do their crazy translation. It would just be fucks everywhere. You know?
Yeah, like you would watch a Dragon Ball Z like fan sub, and then literally you would just say like, "What the fuck is this shit?" Oh yeah, like what? Like even in Japanese, there's actually no curses. There's like more like implied insult than curses.
Yeah, but the game's terrible. It's really bad. You know, but again, the people trying to excuse the writing and the dialogue are hilarious. I'm like, no, this is objectively bad. You people are just capping. You know, let's be real here.
I saw a review of Greg Miller, and he said like
he said it was bad.
He said it was.
He's friends with Gary Whitta.
He said Gary Whitta is part of the show. Part of Kind of Funny.
He said he didn't like the biggest one I saw is that not only the essentially the script, but it was also the combat was also pretty damn sluggish. He said he got to the point where he would just run to the objective. He stopped caring. Yeah. He just stopped caring about, because the combat was so so meh. It looks nice, but he just ran right to the objectives.
Yeah, no, with me, when I figured out, like, I don't actually need to beat up these stupid enemies. I could just run to where I need to, then I stop. Mm-hmm. I didn't think the gameplay's fine. You know, it's nothing special. It just exists to me.
But, I feel like with a game with a bad script, there's plenty of games that we have played with lousy-ass scripts.
Yes.
But the actual games themselves sort of do the heavy work, right?
Yeah. This doesn't like that. The gameplay's just okay. You know?
Like, you look... Like, people like to make that Devil May Cry thing. No, Devil May Cry games are stupid as fuck. But the gameplay in the game is fun. Yeah. So, like, it sort of levels it sort of goofily levels itself out. All right, Dante's this sort of, like, caricature of an American.
Yeah,
all right.
That's right, yeah.
That's fine. But it's like he's in this... But the whole world is sort of this weird hyper-reality of Americans, right?
Yeah. But yeah, bad game. Bad game.
Like at least from the stuff that I saw, it just seemed like the game was just had this weird dichotomy of like, again, you have her who is essentially sort of like, again, like I'm supposed to be normal girl in a different world, right? But she's not normal. She doesn't act like, she doesn't feel like a real person.
There's the part of this.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's that one scene. It's still the same scene with when she's getting mugged, right?
Yeah.
I think she escapes, and then she flips him off like in like the most cheesiest way.
So stupid.
And I'm like, yo, man, like this is how like you take me away from that. You know, it's ironic because it's a game that takes you from one world to the other. It's like when you're trying to present to me this world that is supposed to feel real, it's like it really doesn't.
Yeah.
It feels somewhat like a cartoon. Yeah. It's like a
in
weird
a bad
cartoon.
Way, yeah.
Like a weird cartoon impression, like even like a weird cartoon impression of what reality is. Like I feel like I get what the idea is. It's like, what if like regular, girl got put in like a hyper fantasy world.
Yeah, here's the thing. The premise is cool. They have a good
There's
premise.
a lot of anime. There's a lot of anime that's like that. Well, like what was it? What is it? I got reincarnated as a slime, or the one where the guy was reincarnated as a demon skeleton knight. This has been done. Like Sword Art Online, all that sort of stuff has been done.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. You took that way because to me, in the game, because again, the scripting is so ham-fisted, doesn't even have subtlety. The game, this is what I thought of it, but the game actually just told you 3 seconds later, Alice in Wonderland, Wizard of Oz. It's the same deal, but that's not a problem. Those kind of stories are fine. The premise is good. They have. I said this in my review. There's a good premise here. You have a good world here. The problem is the script is all fucked up, and it just pulls you away from it.
What about her? Like as a person, but what about all the other characters who essentially take all the shit serious around?
What about Jarvis?
The Jarvis, the bracelet, or any of the people, the knights and all that stuff that are in that world, or
they kind of have your stereotypical fantasy dialogue, but that's fine,
Okay.
They're just but yeah, the bracelet is annoying. She's annoying. But the regular people, they're fine. They give you kind of just your standard fantasy dialogue. For those of you who've ever played Nier Replicant, I kind of got a Grimoire Vice feel from that bracelet thing. It's sort of like this high British guy, yes, sir. But it doesn't seem to work with him either. No, I don't know. It's just bad. And again, the good premise, they just didn't capitalize on it. But. All right, I don't want to talk about this game anymore. Let's move on.
I'm Forspoken.
Yeah. Okay. So again, this is just a rumor right now, but let's go with it. Okay, because interesting things were going on. So a report came out saying that PlayStation was, hey, Mighty Nerd, I hope you're in there, man. That PlayStation was working on a PS5 Pro that was supposed to come out this year, right? But now another report says that Sony is skipping it altogether and just focusing on the PS6, and that's from Tom Henderson. He's like a kind of semi-famous speaker. He's kind of an asshole, though. Did you guys see what he had to say about exclusives and shit? He's like, oh, unless if you give me a game that's under NDA, unless it's an exclusive, I'm gonna leak it. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Wow.
He's basically saying unless you give him. If you're gonna he's not gonna adhere to any NDAs unless he gets an exclusive. Okay, bro, who are you?
Yeah, what is this? What is this? A YouTuber guy? What is this?
No, he's a journalist. He's not an influencer. But he has been right. He has a decentish track record. But then again, it's probably easy to have a good track record when you're breaking fucking NDAs.
Yeah. Is that what he's doing? Because to be honest, if he's admitting that shit online, nobody needs to send him nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Remember that one guy, you found out about him, he outed himself and stuff? That was really embarrassing.
Yeah, that guy was literally because he was like a YouTube or like a high up YouTuber or something like that. And he was getting all this information, and he's just leaking it on a ghost Twitter account.
He wasn't getting any information. He was just breaking embargoes, literally breaking
embargoes, yeah.
But anyway, this guy says that they're probably working on PS6. I tend to believe that.
It seems more plausible because of just the way this wonky way that this generation seems to be going right now.
Yeah.
Like they really haven't hit their they haven't kind of hit their stride yet.
They haven't hit nothing, you know.
Like after but then again, we could blame the pandemic, blame all this sort of stuff, but it's like how much when are we going to start driving? Because we're still sort of sitting at the top of the hill waiting to go down.
Yeah.
But think how sad that is. Like right now, this dude was just last month talking about, you can go pick up a PS5, right? We're going to have them in shelves or stores or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then next year, they're going to advertise the 6 is coming. Bitches are like, yo, I just got this. I'm waiting for the next hot game. And you're telling me it's not even worth it. That it's not even going to come to
he's not saying that the 6 is going to be announced next year. They're just saying that instead of dropping a PS5 Pro like this year, right? They're just going to say, fuck it, we'll release the PS6 whenever, you know?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we called out that mid-generation bullshit a while ago.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, because if things were going normal, it actually we would have had a PS5 Pro this year.
It's a different time now.
Yeah,
we're not getting any
happen. You're just now getting. Go ahead, Adam.
You don't think that that separate disc drive, whatever thing, you don't think that's a thing?
Oh, I don't
know. That's also a rumor too.
That's a rumor. We don't know.
I thought that was going to be the Pro thing.
It could be. Because the thing is, if they make the Pro just digital, then I could believe the disc drive. But again, it's just rumor, so we don't know.
Or maybe they just release a disc drive. They just stop making the other one. Just keep going with digital. It's like, oh, you want to play it? Just buy this add-on shit.
Yeah, we don't know. It's interesting. But we'll see. You know, and then the last story I have here, Mac Walters, who's been at Bioware for 19 years, has left. He helped write the first Mass Effect game. He wrote Mass Effect 2 and 3. He was going to do the next Dragon Age game. He's gone. And I think that's it for all the guys who were original members.
All right. So there you go.
It happens, you know. Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah, even cold November rain, man.
That's it. Oh, no, Bamba.
It's interesting because, again, like, if everybody has this faith in BioWare, like, again,
Not
like
me.
we always talk, like if they can actually pull themselves out of the downward spiral, all the guys that initially made the games that you enjoy are gone. So is this new version of BioWare even capable of making anything of worth?
Like the cover girl said, "Yo no say, oh."
Yeah, I don't know. Like, to be honest, like, even though you don't hear these people's names on the forefront, these names matter. And like when you just walk out, when they have them all it's a sign that all of them are all gone. So who's making these games? Like who's gonna save this studio from the downward spiral and the axe of EA?
What you hope for, and is just a super fan or somebody who
new blood,
who has carried over and enjoys the IP and wants to continue it on and not just flip it on its head and make an all-female Ghostbusters.
The one thing about it is it's like, usually when you have those sorts of enthusiastic people, but they don't have any names attached to them, like, you know, like a true proven track record, a lot of times the studio tends to jump back on them. Like, in other words, essentially not going for any of their ideas. Whereas the previous guys would be like, all right, yeah, we did all this. I got this great idea, this guy. Like, in other words, it's like, it's the difference between a Kojima, the difference between a Kojima on Metal Gear and some other guy who is not Kojima taking over Metal Gear. The guy who doesn't have Metal Gear, the guy who never did any video games or anything like any of those Metal Gear games, is going to have a lot more issues with the main studio than maybe something like
So did this dude, was he part of the Andromeda?
Yeah, he was.
He was part of the Andromeda.
All right, there you go. So it's just like a rock band, usually the first album is the best, and then after that it's like, well, maybe that's it. And he
also looked at Andromeda.
I think the other thing to understand is also about games is also, it's not usually only one vision. Like, despite there being somebody at the helm of the ship, usually it's the combination of everybody putting in their ideas into the essentially focus ray of the game of the director.
Does Kojima have a number 2? Because we always just hear Kojima Productions. It's him.
It's a weird thing. He sort of like, and I think a lot of people call Kojima out for this, is that he doesn't essentially openly credit everybody who's created did stuff for his games. Like there are guys like Sean Icestone who used to host the Metal Gear podcast. That guy essentially designed the whole Metal Gear Solid 1 level. Now, Kojima never said that. He said it on his own on the podcast. Oh yeah, I designed all this and I know all the secrets and things about this level. Mm-hmm. So it's a weird sort of thing. It's like I think that's a thing about Japan. Like Japan tends to sort of not like all the people that make the games are all sort of hidden under their desks and in background stuff, but it's usually just one guy that just sort of one person that stands up in front.
Because in my mind, when I think of Kojima working on stuff, is that he writes a bunch of things, then he goes into another room with his team, and he puts it on the table and is like, "All right, make this happen." This is from my brain.
I think there's a little bit more. I think there's a little bit more back and forth than you might think. I don't think. I think there's a lot of like he's said situations like Shinkawa like was really into like for Metal Gear 5. He was into that idea of making customizable guns and stuff and, adding stuff to them. And that he was in charge of that thing. So, I don't know. But anyway, Mass Effect.
Yeah, that's it. Bioware, man. I fear for them.
I know, because they're supposedly working on this new Mass Effect game. And when you have
Dragon Age as well,
excuse me, Mass Effect and Dragon Age game, and you have a guy who essentially was part of the original team, just sort of going boop 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 boop, walking off. I don't know.
They don't have anybody original anymore.
Netflix series coming?
Yeah, it's actually animated this time.
Yeah, they animated. Yeah, are they part of that? No.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Right.
If anything, they probably. I mean, the one thing about some of those Netflix shows is sometimes those things get into good people's hands, and then you get Castlevania.
Okay. So yeah, it could be good.
Yeah, it could be okay.
Or it could be bad, like Death Note.
The Dota show was actually pretty good. Was it Dota? I think it's Dota. And then the Arcane show, and
League of
Legends,
the
League of Legends one. So they've had a pretty good track record. But I think a lot of those franchises that have gotten their hands on, they sort of don't have any stories to like. Dota barely has a story, and Arcane, League of Legends really doesn't have a story either. So they had a lot to play with.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye.
But just to go back to a previous story, who was one of the people that was saying that people who don't like Forspoken are racist and misogynist?
Adam Sessler.
No, I'll give you a clue, and I'm just going to be a
Kevin
big clue.
Pereira.
He created Kratos.
Oh, you mean what's his face? David Jaffe?
Uh-huh.
Yep, Jaffe was at it. I heard about that. I'm very disappointed in you, Jaffe. Like, how can you say that?
You know what's funny about Jaffe is like he always slips into two different sides. One minute they're considered calling him like what is it? What are those like I can't remember. They call him something like he's divisive. He's divisive in both ways.
Yeah.
Well, I know they said he's difficult to work with. That's one of the other issues. People didn't want to work with him on another project.
But it's like, bro, really? Okay.
What, like, he's like, if you don't, like, I think it's silly that just because of the plain fact that the protagonist is a certain person, that automatically or everything starts going down the road, oh, you don't like this or you don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like,
no, because I've seen that people are like, oh, if she was, if she was white, you would say, yes, I would. The fucking dialogue is bad. Come on now.
Yeah, if like there have been cringy sort of games like this. It's just that, like what like I don't know. It just seems.
I'd be saying something like that bitch is not from New York. I'd be saying the same goddamn thing.
No, that's
yeah.
like yeah. If it was a
guy, like that motherfucker's not from New York.
That guy would not be talking like that.
Yeah, nobody talks like that. You know.
Did I just do that? Did it come out of my hands?
Oh, by the way, you're gonna love this shit because this is Twitter, right? You know, because I was talking to somebody about this. And I'm like, they were like, that's what New Yorkers would say. I'm like, dude, I've been living in New York since 1987. No one I know talks like that. Some motherfucker goes, that lets me know you're not a real New Yorker. He's telling me this.
Yeah.
Like, okay, bro. Okay.
No,
bro.
This show
nobody talks like that.
Nobody talks that way. Even if you are young, even if you're like, okay, let's say you're not like old heads like us. What is she? She's in her like 30s. She's 20s,
she's not. Right? She's 20.
She's in her 20s. Oh. Number one, too old. She looks too old for her for what? Because she looks 30 to me.
Wow. Damn, Betty. Damn.
Anyway,
I wouldn't go that far. Damn.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. She just doesn't feel young to me. She just looks like she looks.
Let me see how old the actress is too.
Nah, she just looks like the actress looks better than the model in the game. Like she looks like she's younger than the model, the actual character in the game. But anyway, yeah, I could have sworn she was just sort of like an old person playing young.
No, she turns 21 in the game.
Okay.
You know, that's how they. Yeah, because by the way, because I almost forgot about that part. Because she's in the fantasy world drinking. I'm like, is it not underage drinking? But she turned 21 right before she went to the fantasy world. It's fine, you know.
In New York, she's underage drinking.
Yeah, well, she wasn't drinking in New York. She drank in the fantasy land.
Oh yeah, because she can. Because there's no they won't card you in fantasy land.
Yeah.
That would have been funny. See. Like if she was like, like again, she's like, she had just turned it like, and she's just like, wait, what? I can do this. I can, like in other words, play a little bit of that up. But now she's like, all right. But then again, she's
from England. She's from London.
So they couldn't get a New York actress.
Nope. Apparently,
voice actor to play. Come on now.
I'm also gonna say one thing about this girl. She does a really good job of hiding her accent because she does
a good American accent. She does
a good American accent.
This is what I said in the last episode. They're all taking all the American job.
Yeah,
British actors are really good at doing American accents, but very few are good at.
Way around. Was it on Family Guy? Like they did that joke and she with Ben Affleck, like, oi, oi, oi. There it is. I got the accent.
It was. I mean, like everybody, Americans doing British accent.
Oh, they get ripped for it.
It's Dick Van Dyke from.
Oi,
British. It's Mary Poppins. It is.
Whenever another Pirates of the Caribbean film will come out, there would always be those reviews be like, "Oh, his horrible British accent. How dare he do this? Why can't it?" I was like, "Oh my."
Well, it's not even British. It's his
own English.
Pirate. He's doing an impression of Keith Richards.
Yeah, and Keith Richards put it in there. And Keith Richards put it.
Yeah, so he's doing an impression of more of an impression of Keith Richards. So
who played his dad? Remember in one?
Yeah, he played his dad in the second one, right? The second Pirates movie.
It was the third.
The fifth one.
Yeah.
World's End. World's End. I think it was World's End.
Yeah, it was at World's End
when they all met up and were putting.
Oh yeah, there was 4 Pirates movies. All right.
5.
Oh my really?
God.
The fifth one's the one.
I checked out with the second one. I'm like, this is too fucking long. I'm done.
That second one was like
because I liked the first one. That was fun.
The first one,
right? That was fun. But then I saw the second one. Remember, Manny? We went to the theater to see it. We're like, damn, this fucking thing just.
It was just better. It was better. Like the first one, we're like, wow, this is better than we thought.
Yeah,
it would be.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it's a stupid ride.
My favorite is World's End just for all the special effects when they show the ship battles and then they're like twirling around about to go to Davy Jones' locker and stuff. I was like, shoosh.
Tortuga.
Now they were supposed to. There's a whole reboot of that or something like that. That was supposed to come out.
Yeah,
this year,
when Homeboy got canceled, they're rebooting Pirates of the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, this isn't the movie show, so let's move on. Actually, we're done. By the way, real quick. So the girl's actually playing younger because she's 26.
Okay, so she's almost 30.
Yeah.
So that feels about right. She looks like she's playing old, but she's older than the character.
She's pretty hot, by the way. Just saying.
I think the real actress. I don't think the game does her justice. To be honest, I think they.
Well, I don't know.
They did something to her. The game did something to her because she does not look like almost the same person. But whatever.
Yeah, I'm still upset.
The traversal in that game looks cool.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. Yeah. That's the only thing that looks interesting to me. That sort of flash run she does.
Yeah, magic parkour as they call it.
Magic core?
Magic parkour. That's what they call it.
Oh, okay.
What was the other thing I was going to say? By the way, somebody pointed out, she has a bad track record when it comes to video games.
What was she in?
She was Wesker's daughter in the Resident Evil show.
Oh God! Oh.
Which daughter? He had two. He had two daughters.
Oh.
Which one was she? Was she the older one or the younger one?
I didn't watch the show. I don't know.
I don't know. They could have put Broyles in there. I would have.
It was Broyles,
I know it was Broyles. I'm like,
is she Asian?
No, she's black. What are you talking about?
There you go. So then she is one of the. All right,
she's British.
Because there was that's it then. Because of the two daughters.
Yo, Brian, you're not black. You're British.
Yeah. No.
Brian's African.
Oh boy, you keep throwing that up there. But listen, no, because he had two daughters on the show. One was black, one was Asian. So that's how I'm distinguishing. So it's the older one of the.
It was definitely not the Asian one.
Well, that's what I just asked. I didn't play the game. That's why I asked you guys. Damn. Look at you attacking me, then calling Brian non-black and shit. What's up with
what's going on, man? You taking away his race and shit?
Right?
I'm feeling feisty tonight.
Good. Yeah.
All right, man.
So,
go ahead, Manny.
Wrap
it up. Last thoughts. Yeah, we're done. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. We're good.
All right. Good show, man. Good show. Does anybody have anything to plug around him?
Yeah, I got something to plug. Happy birthday, Brett.
It's
always good to be 21. Enjoy it.
Forever 21, right?
Forever 21. He could go shop there now. He's got his ID. He passes. Happy birthday to Rich. Happy birthday to all the other people a lot of people had birthdays these past
our
few
friend
days.
Mike had a birthday too.
Yeah,
Mike had a birthday. Look at that. Happy birthday to
my
him.
boss had a birthday the same day.
Happy birthday to Tony's boss.
My buddy's birthday's today too.
Oh shit, damn. Everybody's birthday.
Like this is romper room. Look in the mirror. I'm like,
that's what happens when people fuck during the summer and then have kids in the winter,
That's it. That's how it works. That is.
It's crazy.
That's usually how you conceive.
There we go. And of course with the Coalition Gaming, and we got myself, Rich Bader Jr. and Carlos. We did The Last of Us. We're covering all those episodes, and pretty much just the cover to compare it to the game as the episodes progress. So it's all game related. We're trying to see how they do with it, doing that. And Rich and I just did another coverage for the WWE 2K23, talking about all the stuff you need to know now that it's been officially announced and all the goodies. So if you're into wrestling. Got that there over on YouTube, and of course, everybody here. That's it. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks for supporting all of us.
Yeah, thank you, man. Manny, nothing.
No, nothing. Just stay tuned. I have things in the works, but nothing big. Not nothing big, but nothing to say about it yet.
Yeah, I got nothing to plug right now. Samsung event next week. That's official, so. I may be covering some stuff there, so be on the lookout for that.
Hey, don't forget to read Tony's Forspoken review.
Yeah, go read that. Yeah, man, go leave a comment, Oh, it's crazy. All right, man, make sure you follow us on Twitch and Twitter. Join the Discord where the conversations and the rumors are always popping. You can find us on any podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show. That's Throwdown Show towards Throwdown Show. If you've been watching us on YouTube and enjoyed the content, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of when our premieres go live. And also make sure to visit throwdownshow.com to listen to previous episodes. Links to everything down below. Once again, I was your host, Tony Polanco. And tonight, I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you next time.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out. Yo, man. Oh, by the way, we might have a returning one this Sunday.
Yeah, we may. Hopefully something happens with Nintendo,
Adam
Vale.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
and Brian Manjoma.
Whatever happened to just not liking something because it's just awful?
Yeah, whatever happened to that? Also, whatever happened to people minding your damn business? If you want to buy the Wizard game, buy the Wizard game. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Don't let other people try to taint what you enjoy about something.
Yeah.
So, well, what was that old saying? It's like you never want to meet your heroes. Like the whole thing with Hollywood and stars. You don't want to meet these motherfuckers. Just enjoy them for what they produce on the screen, their content, and that's it. You don't need to know their fucking private life and shit. Doesn't matter. Exactly. Doesn't fucking matter.
Remember, it's only 6% of the planet that's on there.
Yeah, that's on Twitter. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, just remember that the 6% shouldn't be deciding the public presence of others.
Unfortunately, it does. It's so stupid. All right, people. Yeah, we'll see you on Sunday, man. Later.
Deuces.